What's going on, young black and wealthy family? Look, I hope y'all having a absolutely wonderful start to the week. I definitely am. I just wanted to get in here today and talk to you guys about my process of how I research stocks, how I pick a stock, or basically just like my fundamental analysis process. But first, before I go into that, I want to let you guys know that it's not an exact science. Like, whatever your method is that's your method. Like, people think that it's got to be this way, and it's direct. And if it's not that, then you're not doing it right. But that's the farthest thing from the truth. Fundamental analysis is very easy. Okay. The thing about it is, it's really just about you informing yourself about a business that you want to buy shares in. Okay, because you're becoming an owner, so you need to know what's going on with this business. Okay, so think of it like that. The process is any way you want to do it. And I'm finna go ahead to go over how I do it. And it might be weird to some people. It might not be. But this is how it goes. I pick a stock. It just comes to me. Like, it might be in my group. It might be, it might come across Google. It might come across one of my notifications from one of my apps. I might be watching CNBC, Yahoo Finance. It pops up. It sounds interesting. I go straight to TD Ameritrade, my brokerage account. And I start going over preliminary information. 5-year chart or 5 to 10 year chart. 52-week high, 52-week low. Earnings per share, price to earnings ratio, dividend and dividend yield, business sector and industry, the company profile, which is basically just telling you what the company is, what it does. If I like what I see there, then I'll move on to the next thing. The next thing for me usually is, because I don't want to start pulling up a whole lot of like more in-depth information that's going to take me longer to go over before I start getting some of the easier things out the way. So I start reading articles. I'll Google the company, slide over to where it says news, and I'll read a couple of weeks, a couple of months worth of information, current events on the company, what the street is saying about the company, what analysts are saying about the company, any type of big news releases relative to that particular business. If I like what I see, then I go next to the financials. I like to get into them numbers. I need to see what this company is doing. I go to I use different fundamental analysis sites, Yahoo Finance, FinViz. Sometimes I might be using, because they all got little things, first of all, that just that make one might have it and the other one might not. Like FinViz, they got a thing. As soon as you put the ticker in, you go down at the bottom, it's gonna give you a nice overview. It's gonna give you a lot of the margins and a lot of the metrics there before you even go into the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow statement. So like with Wall Street Journal, briefly, when you going down the income statement, they got all the profitability margins, the gross margin, the operating margin, the net margin, so we can see if this company is efficient in being profitable. So what I do is I'll go through all of the financials. So let's go over that real quick. Income statement. I need to see revenue, how much of that revenue basically is being kept, because remember, one thing in your personal life and in business is not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. Okay, when we're looking at the income statement, that's going to let us know how much money that's being brought in and how much money is this business actually keeping. And before I move over to the next thing, I want to say quickly, this is one of the areas too, which you're going to see this in different parts of the financials, but this is one of the best areas where you're going to be able to find out whether your business has a competitive advantage over the other businesses in this particular sector or industry. Okay, because one thing that you'll see a lot with a business that has a competitive advantage is you're going to see great gross profit margins. You're going to see great operating margins. You're going to see great net profit margins. And basically what this is telling us is that for every dollar, how much was spent on this particular thing. And when we get down to the gross income, when we get down to the operating income, how much of a dollar was spent on that. Then we get down to the net income or the net profit, which is at the bottom of the income statement. It's going to tell us how much we kept after all expenses, including taxes, were paid. Okay, I said I won't go in depth, so let me move on. Balance sheet, we looking at debt, we looking at assets, we looking at shareholder equity. Cash flow statement, we looking at cash flow, inflows and outflows. What is the business spending money on? Did it acquire another business? Did it what's some of the other things? Is its dividend covered? Did it buy new equipment? Did it sell equipment? Things of that nature. So it's basically cash inflows and outflows. Moving right along, we go back to sector and industry that we talked about in the beginning. We're going to compare this business, its valuation and other metrics to other businesses in this sector. One good site to do that on is Y charts, and Market Beat too. Well, it'll place that business up against other businesses or the top 5 businesses in that sector. We also want to look at market share and other things like that. So after I do that, I'll go pull up the 10K, which is the annual report, or the 10Q. And what the 10K, the 10Q does, it's going to give the story behind the numbers. Okay, so it's going to let us know, oh, okay, if revenue dropped, why did it drop? If earnings per share dropped, why did it drop? If revenue increased but earnings per share decreased, what was going on? Did y'all sell a business? Did you sell a certain thing? Did you close down operations in a certain country or state? What is it that actually affected the in and the outflows of money? What's planned for the future? Things of that nature. So, and also a business description. And you can also, if you don't want to go to Yahoo Finance, FinViz, Wall Street Journal, Market Beat, and look at the financials, you can also find the financials with footnotes and things of that nature inside the 10K and the 10Q. Okay? So if it ends up making a cut after I do all of that, then if it's at a price that I like it, I'll buy it. If it's not at a price that I like, I'll wait to buy it. Okay? So, because really, to be honest with you, entry points matter. And the reason is because we want to be able to get as much return. We want to be able to get as much value. And, we want to be able to get much return, as much value, people calling me. And we also want to lower our risk. Okay? And we do that by being able to get the stock at a lower PE, a lower PB, which is price to book, a lower price to sales, because those are also metrics that we use to value. So I said I was going to keep this brief, so I ain't going to keep going on. One day we're going to actually sit back and do a video, and I'm going to go over the steps, and it might be like a 20-minute long video, but we're going to try to go deeper and in depth so people can really see that this thing is really spelled out for you. You just got to actually sit your ass down and take the time and read. And you can go, I learned how to do fundamental analysis from just fucking up, not knowing what to do. Just keep trying to keep looking. YouTube, reading books. I bought the book Warren Buffett and the Interpretation of Financial Statements. I bought other books on fundamental analysis. And I just started reading. It's really just numbers there. And once you find out what these numbers are trying to tell us, then you won't have any issues. Like you'll get good, you'll get great at the shit. Like, and you'll be like, damn, this whole time I was tripping thinking that this shit was hard and it really wasn't. Okay? So just briefly, go learn the language of business investing so that you can understand what the numbers are telling us. Super simple, super easy. So y'all have a wonderful day, wonderful evening. Keep going, keep pushing. I mean, keep fighting for your dreams and goals. And please don't forget to give a family a hug for me, because family is very important. So y'all have a great week. God bless. Love y'all.